Hey guys, I'm here in suburban Los Angeles, Pasadena to be correct, and in this video I'm going to show you how to hike Eaton Canyon Falls, which is a very popular hike for a good reason. It's short, it's about 4 miles round trip, maybe a little bit more. Not really any climbing, but you do have to do some stream crossings, which is challenging and fun. It's nothing too crazy, and at the end you come to a beautiful 40-foot waterfall. Now if you want to do the hike, I'm going to show you what the hike looks like in this video, but otherwise go to my guide on HikingGuy.com. I have a full webpage that's going to talk about parking and all of the logistical stuff to get here. And as you're watching the video, if you like it, if you could do me a big favor and give me a little thumbs up, it helps me out a ton, and it's a simple and easy way to say thank you for the hike guide. All right, guys, let's hike up to the falls. It's a fun little hike. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's go. All right, so from the parking area, we're just going to go all the way down to the end, and you'll see the big trailhead sign. Now, parking can be tricky. Make sure you check out the guide. I'll talk a little bit about the parking and the overflow parking. But you're just going to go here through the gate, and you will see two paths. You can take either one. They both go to the same place. I usually take the path on the right because you go by Eaton Wash, and you can kind of check if there's water there. There's also this trail sign. You can take a picture of this, the little map. In case you get lost, you can fire up your phone. I think most people will have coverage for most of this hike. But here you can see in the wash, if you see water here, the chances are good that there is water in the fall. So that would be a good thing. But even if not, there's still sometimes water in the falls. After a little bit, you're going to rejoin the branch that went off on the left-hand side. And a second or two after that, we're going to go ahead and cross the wash. Now, dogs need to be leashed. You can see that dog was off the leash, of course. But we're going to cross over the wash here and keep hiking up. That won't be your first crossing. You'll have many more, but not for a while. Now, when you get across the wash, there's a junction. You can see there's an arrow there. There are signs sort of scattered about, but you're going to make the left-hand turn and start heading up along this dirt road. And this is kind of the first section of the hike along the wash here. It's really nice. There's a bunch of oaks and trees, and there's a mile marker or two. I think there was more of these mile markers last time I came. I think they've been appropriated by people, unfortunately, but you can see pretty straightforward here. Now here we're going to pass the Walnut Canyon Trail, which is on the right. We're going to keep going straight. We're basically following Eaton Wash, which is also the name of the creek, all the way up to the falls. So that's the deal. Here's a sign for the trail. This is Coyote Canyon. We're not going to go up that. We're going to go straight here and keep heading up along the wash and towards the fall. And you can see on the left-hand side, if you look down there, you're going to get some nice views down into the wash. Really, really beautiful area. It's kind of amazing that it's tucked in here into suburban Pasadena, Altadena. Up there you can see where the canyon gets narrower. That's where we're going to go. That's where the trail will eventually go, into that canyon. And here we have another trail joining in from the left. We're going to ignore that. Just make sure you don't go back on that one when you're coming back. Take note of where we are. And shortly after this, we're going to have the important turn. We're going to turn off to the left here. If you go on the right, you're going to go up to the Mount Wilson Toll Road, but instead, we're going to go down to Eaton Canyon Falls. It's a little bit more than half a mile, but that's roughly the ballpark. And from here on out, the trail definitely changes. We're not going to be on a dirt road anymore. Now we're going to sort of transition to a creekside trail. When we get to the bottom here, in the trees, you're going to make the hard right. Then if you look up, you're going to see the bridge. That's the toll road bridge. That one was built, I believe, after the last one got washed out in a flood in the 1960s. And as we go up, you're going to see a lot of these structures here. This was all part of, or mostly part of, water mining, which is essentially taking water from here and selling it to ranches and farms downstream, and that happened all the way up from the 1880s until it wasn't needed anymore. Now here you can see our first stream crossing, and sometimes this is kind of dry. It's best to just wear footwear that you're comfortable getting wet. Sometimes it's challenging to hop across it without getting wet, so I usually just wear trail runners and plow right through them. We're going to head up along the creek. Some sections will be away from the creek a little bit, but in general, you are going up along the creek. And here you can see there's like a little up and down. There's a twist and turn. And you can also see how narrow the canyon has gotten here. Also another stream crossing, but you're always going to be along the stream. If you ever find yourself climbing out of the canyon, you are in the wrong place. That is not where you want to be. And we're just going to continue on, and there's one last little stream crossing here, and there you could see Eaton Canyon Falls in the distance. And after a second or two of crossing this, we're going to get to the fall, and that is the end of the hike. And here we are at the fall. When it's when it's flowing well, you can kind of wade at the bottom of the falls here. But otherwise, just stay mellow, check it out, be safe, enjoy the falls, and then you just turn around and go back the way you came. And that is the hike. All right, let me just give you a little overview on the map so that you can understand it better. It's an out and back hike. We're going to go up along Eaton Wash, into the canyon here, to the waterfall, and then back. Now, I mentioned parking earlier. The parking's a little bit tricky. You're going to turn in right here, drive down. The main parking lots are along the Nature Center, which is right here. But if you can't park there, there's overflow parking in the equestrian area back here. Now, once we go through the gate, I mentioned there was two branches. You can go on the right or on the left. Here we are on the right. We cross the wash. We make that hard left turn. And now we are heading up along the wash over here, skipping all of these side trails that come in and out of the of this trail over here. Now, this is the Mount Wilson toll road going up towards Mount Wilson. This is where we had that split right here going back down. You don't want to go there. If you find yourself going drastically uphill, you are definitely in the wrong place. But we're going to go under the bridge and through the canyon right here. And you can see how it sort of twists and turns around. It can be sort of challenging to find sometimes the trail, but the trail is definitely always there. And then here we are at the end at the waterfall. And then when you're done, you just turn around and you go back the way you came. One other thing to note, that this is in a local park until you get to around this point right here, in which case you enter Angeles National Forest. And this is all Angeles National Forest here. If you're wondering about the two-toned colors on this, this is just different satellite photos in Google Earth. So this was taken when it was dry. This was taken when it was wet and a little more lush. But anyway, guys, that's the hike. Hope you enjoyed it, and go out there and have fun.